Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. This is another ambush from me. My goodness, guys, can you let me know if you can hear me clearly? I was in such a rush to kind of get on. I should have had this go out at half past the hour rather than setting it at 20 minutes past. I thought I was ready, but I had to upload a thumbnail and do some bits and bobs. So do let me know, can you hear me loud and clear? And then I'll begin the show. So just let me know if you can hear me. All right. So now look, I don't know if I'm going to do this. Oh, good. You can hear me. Brilliant. Thank you, Deborah Rose. I don't think I'm going to do it every week. It could be every other week or once a month or something like that. But today I'm calling this show Thursday Fry-Ups. Yeah, Thursday Fry-Ups. Why? And I was thinking about every week, because so many of you, of course, tune into HoGaLe, don't you? Tune into HoGaLe, see us doing our thing. And of course, you ask your questions. But very often, there's so many questions that are really cool as well that don't get answered on the show. And I thought, no, there needs to be something where we can go back and have a look at some of those questions, because some of them are really cool. Some of them are really interesting. So I thought that's what this Thursday Fry-Up would be about. So we're still going to talk about contemporaneous events and current events, because of course there's still a lot happening. As we've seen, we're going to talk about Trump indictment and stuff like that. But I've also got here, you'll recognize, when I do my sheets of paper and stuff like that, you can see where your questions are, and I've picked more out, and we're going to be covering those. Yeah. So first of all, I just want to say, don't forget, of course, to like and subscribe and all that jazz. I really appreciate the support and all that kind of stuff, and click the bell notification and all that stuff, so you know the next things that are coming, because it really actually helps the channel grow. So I really want to thank you for all that support that you guys have shown. Some of you will hear some of the questions you may have asked even a few weeks ago. So last week was July 29th when I printed this. Was July 29th, 30th was last HoGaLe, but there's also questions from the 22nd of July. And what's the other date as well? I'm sure I had another date. And So yeah, it's 22nd of July and 29th of July. Either way, it's a bit of a flashback. Okay, folks, let's do some hellos and salutations. So hello there. Thank you, Sonia, so she can hear me loud and clear. Hello, Christy, saying sound is great. Lovely. Gretchen is saying yes. Let's see here. Oh, New York Cayuga Ducks. Love that. Wow, that's really interesting. And oh, hello, Angela. So nice to see you, and many of you that are joining me. Right, as you know, I like to go at a good gallop, so let's get stuck in. First things we need to talk about here. Look, this is why I've got the stuff in extra pen, extra red. Things we're going to cover: Mike Pence. Yeah, Mike Pence. We're going to, of course, at the end, so stay to the end, we're going to be looking at the Jack Smith, Duck LaRange scenario, third indictment. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. Absolutely astonishing. So we're going to look at that. We're going to go through your questions. But the first thing we need to talk about is our UK government. Rishi Sunak, leader of the Tory party. Honestly, honest to God, I cannot wait until we see the back of these douchebags. Yeah, the back of these douchebags. So I've just got something interesting to share with you here. Oh God, where's the clip now? Oh, Jesus. I wanted to share something with you, a bit of news, because there's some guy. This is it. No, it's not that one. Oh, here we are. So going to read out here. So there's this article, yeah, that's coming from the Guardian, yeah. So here you can see it here on my phone. It's a bit blurry, and I don't want to, I don't want the algorithm to come through and do stuff. But so you know that we've got this climate crisis, yeah. You guys know this. Everyone is burning up like they've been thrown in a skillet, yeah. Cat on a hot tin roof. Hottest year on record, according to all records, literally globally. And guess what? Guess what our PM has done? He's gone and announced that he's going to be granting licenses for over 100 new oil drilling fields. Yeah. So here, this is what the Guardian is saying. Is this billionaire investor threatens to pull out of UK amid global outcry at new oil rush. So it says the Australian mining entrepreneur Andrew Forrest criticizes clickbait fossil fuel plans as others say Britain has lost credibility. Yeah. So here it says the billionaire Australian mining tycoon investor Andrew Forrest has led international condemnation of the UK's oil rush, saying he would pull his major investment from the country if the Prime Minister pursued clickbait fossil fuel policies. Ah, what a slap in the chops. Now, this guy is mining, he mines ore and all of this kind of stuff, one of the richest guys in Australia. And he says he basically is going to pull out investment because even though he mines ores and all this stuff, he's really into the renewable energies. And there's no excuse chasing after oil now. First of all, we've got international agreements, which was that no new oil fields will be mined. Yeah, do you remember everyone agreed to that? So what's Rishi Sunak doing, granting 100? And he's saying, well, I'm going to invest more in America because, as you know, Biden has got his new green agenda and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm not going to invest in a country that's got no leadership. What are these? That's why I say they are not politicians, guys. They are saboteurs. Saboteurs. Doesn't make any sense except from backhanders. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's corruption. Let me tell you, it's just absolute douchebagging corruption. Everyone knows that renewable sources are now cheaper. Before, we used to be one of the world leaders, and now we're backtracking because obviously, Mr. Rishi Deep Pockets, wants to stuff a bit more in there. We all know his wife's a billionaire, and up until recently, I don't know if it's still happening, she's got company trading in Russia. Anyway, so I thought I would talk about that. So let's start out. Here we are, question number 1. And if there's time, I might try and answer some questions from you guys as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining here. Deborah Rose giving the thumbs up. Wheezy Squeeze Box. I just have to click up that name because it's just so funny. I love that, Wheezy Squeeze Box. All right, let's talk about Mike Pence. Yeah, Mike Pence. How interesting. So you guys would have seen that he's recently been on the networks to, espouse how he saved the day. And of course, we're grateful, for that or whatever, because he was the last kind of pushback against the whole madness. And we know that the cases against Trump have just got even more sticky wickets, as we would say in the UK. I mean, it's just not looking. It's not looking good for Duck L'Orange. Do you remember how I said? I said from August especially, I said his life is going to get even more difficult. Wait until October comes. After October 22nd, he's going to go into his snip K2, Jupiter K2 phase. And that could be disastrous. Yeah, that could be really bad. The nodes of the moon, they're always they're always unpredictable. You never know. K2 could come along and release him from all of his burdens and stuff like that. We'll have to see. But on paper, the south node of the moon, K2, is not a good planet for Duck L'Orange. Anyway, I'll get more onto that later on. So Mike Pence is obviously positioning himself because he believes that he might be able to be in the running as candidate for the GOP. Now, obviously, the base hates him. Remember, these are the same people that were saying, hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence. Do you remember all of that stuff? But nonetheless, he's stuck to his guns. He knows, of course, that he's going to be appearing in court when the whole United States versus Donald Trump stuff happens. So he may as well get his wagon out there early. Yeah. And he is obviously going to be running on virtue. Yeah. I mean, he's one of the few people involved in the whole debacle that can actually, you know, at least have a modicum, a fig leaf of that. We know the rest just absolutely just, dreadful. So let's see. Now, what I've written here in the notes, do you remember I was talking about how all these planets are going retrograde? You've heard me talk about ad nauseum now. Venus has recently gone retrograde, 22nd of July. And when a planet goes retrograde, it means what? Review, revise, reassess, all of this stuff. Yeah. So, of course, Venus talks about relationships. We're also going to talk about Trudeau. Yeah. The Canadian PM. When's that? I think that's next. Oh, no, we're going to be talking about Nostradamus next, but we'll be talking about him. Anyway, so there is this what? Review, revise, reassess of all relationships. Yeah, relationships of all kinds. It's not just marriage, although a lot of people are looking at their marriages. This is relationships, people that we were close to. Yeah, obviously, Mike Pence was running mate. So let's just see. What I want to ask is what will Mike Pence's testimony? Let's see. I won't ask about Trump because we'll save Trump to the end. Let's see what this new stance, this forceful stance he's taking, how will that affect his prospects for becoming president? How about that? That makes more sense, doesn't it? Because he is running after all. Or at least put his hat in the ring. Will Pence's honesty, remember Trump said he was too honest, will his honesty improve his prospects with the base? Let's have a look. I think he's doing it because he knows that Trump is almost certain to go down. I think that's why. It's giving him a bit of courage. Wow. This is very interesting. All right. So here's Mike Pence, King of Wands, yeah, sitting here. Now, what's Wands all about? It's all about passion. Has a lot to do with entrepreneurship as well, going forth, going out into the world. So this is actually quite appropriate here that, you know, for Mike Pence, he has got the King of Wands card. So he is laying out his wagon, so to speak. Yeah. I think he knows that duck l'orange is toast. Yeah. It's soon going to be, you know, duck liver pate pretty much, unless there's an absolute miracle. But, you know, he knows that basically duck l'orange is pretty much toast. So this is him putting himself forward potentially as the new king. Yeah, with his spirituality and his righteousness and all of this kind of stuff. Yeah, but really it's a pitch. Yeah, it's a pitch to be the new king. However, when we look at the obstacle position here, we get the Queen of Pentacles. Now, we know Pentacles aren't just about money. They're also about values and stuff like that. And it's turned up in the obstacle position. So he may struggle to raise funds. If we look at it in that kind of literal kind of way, he could literally struggle to raise funds. But also as well, what this says to me is really the base of the GOP is deeply invested in Trump, in duck l'orange. That coin, you see how closely she's looking at that coin. She is not going to let go of that coin for love nor money. And for me, in a way, this shows how the rusted on base for duck l'orange is very committed to him. So if he thinks he's going to win them over, I think he's going to have to think again. We look here in the middle of the reading. We have got the Two of Swords upside down. Now, this is a funny one because it's come in the middle of the reading. So when it's the right way up, this is a person who's having to make decisions, maybe not necessarily wanting to make that decision, etc., which we know he was put in that position, wasn't he, by Duck Larange? But here it's reversed. So here, this is actually, if we just take the simple interpretation on this one, because, Mike Pence is not that complicated. We all know he has to pray to Jesus before he breaks wind and all that stuff. So here, this can actually mean about having to arrive at a decision that can't be avoided anymore. Yeah. And it can literally mean like, right, I have to make a decision. And I think everything with the court cases and all that stuff, now he's given his evidence, and well, in private, he has to make this decision now. And he's like, you know what? Screw it. He's like, screw it. I'm just gonna go out there. Other Republicans have been coming out, not that many, but enough that he is no longer the man standing on the hill on his own when it comes to criticizing Duck Larange. If we look here, things are going to move forward with Mike Pence. He might be throwing quite a few more rods in Trump's direction. I think we're going to learn a lot more when these court cases eventually arrive about that relationship, between Donald Trump and Mike Pence. And things are going to speed up. So this isn't the last of his volleys, shall we say, criticizing Trump. I think gradually more and more people will actually start coming out the woodwork, because look, it is not a good look. I mean, come on, thrice impeached, not even twice, thrice, getting Shakespearean. Anyway, so this is him thinking, right, this is my fertile new beginning, a chance for me to spring some new shoots and maybe break some new ground. And he's hoping that overall it's going to bolster his image by reminding people, of course, what he did and stuff like that. But I think it also, as well, it will add credence to a lot of the other criticisms, of course, that will come. And he knows that he effectively is on the right side of history. Not a perfect guy, as we know, but in regards to this, he was on the right side of history, because if he caved, that would have been it. Duck Larange would still be president. So there's that. So I hope you guys found that interesting, and let me know your views as well below in the comments. As you guys know, I've just finished a book, going through the master edit now. Anyone that's emailed me and stuff like that, if you've not heard back from me and everything like that, it's because literally I just have, I mean, obviously my clients did, people who booked stuff with me. And of course, if you want a consultation, you can go to HoGaLe.com. But literally, I had to throw everything under the bus because it just takes up so much concentration. Even the edits, because it's a proper book. This book won't be small. It's going to be a normal, normal size book. So some chapters are quite long. So like today, I went through a whole chapter today, and that was like over 11,000 words, that chapter. So you can imagine by that time, the day is done. I managed to get through it in a few hours in the cafe. So give me another week or two, and that master edit will be finished. And then I can also as well start getting through my sort of like email backlog, or non-client email, shall we say. Anyway, let's go now. Let's talk Nostradamus. Let's talk Nostradamus. Okay, so this question here. So this was for the HoGaLe last week, so 29th of July, 2023. And here it is. Oh gosh, how do I say that? Barbara Alamedia. Forgive me if I've butchered that. Anyway, so she's put here, Hogarth and ladies, because of course it was for HoGaLe last week. My question is, could what Nostradamus predicted by, and I think she said here in the 1600s, I think he may have been actually earlier than that, but anyway, never mind. By the 1600s be happening now, or starting to happen, with the Antichrist walking amongst us now. Thank you for all that you do. Yeah. Now, I know that's quite deep, isn't it? Everyone's thinking like, oh, bloody hell. My gosh, Barbara. But many of you, of course, will be familiar with Nostradamus. And he made these predictions and this, that, and the other. And I've got something for you. This time around, I don't think the Antichrist per se is human. It could be maybe something, an off-planet influence. I know we're really going deep here, but you know what? This is what Fry Up Thursdays are about. This is where I can do a bit more of this, more out there questions. But you know what I've come to believe? I think it's AI. How about that? I think it might be an AI character or an augmented person, someone who's not quite fully human. Do you know what I mean? You see why I'm going here? Because we are yet to even comprehend the full impact of what AI is going to do. Yeah. This is why I think might have universal income at some point, because you can imagine, I mean, for people that are retired or what have you, you know, they've already got their income coming, but so many jobs already being outsourced already. And the most important thing to understand is that the energy of that Antichrist energy, as it were, it's always something kind of quite unnatural, something that is not part of the human psyche, as it were. Yeah. Now, as we know, with religion, people are calling all sorts of people names, and there, this is the Antichrist is evil. No, rubbish. The human nature is human nature. But the consistent theme of what the Antichrist energy is, of course, is against the advancement and the progress of humanity. Yeah, that's why you have all these douche. You know, they said Napoleon, what was Antichrist? Hitler's an obvious one. What did he try to do? Destroy people. So for me on this thing, even though it might be controversial to say, there could be, because we are getting close to that point of sentience with AI. Let's not forget that. It doesn't matter what people are saying now. We know there's so much behind the scenes, and I've already spoken with dreams about this. I've already had dreams where AI potentially becomes sentient. And a lot of these people that have been working on the AI have been talking about this. It would seem to be a bit of a Luddite to be like, and the Luddites were the ones that went into cotton mills and started smashing them up because they lost their jobs and stuff. And I'm not a Luddite per se. I do believe in progress and what have you, but we are in a very, very tricky place. Even the UK government, which we know are just absolutely useless, but they've made a recent announcement to say that AI is an existential threat to humanity. Yeah. And that's not just the UK government saying that. There's lots of people that are saying that. So for me, I think that's what that is. But let's just pull some cards on this, not to spook people out too much. Remember as well, there's a lot of positive stuff happening as well. The light workers are stepping up, folks. The light workers are stepping up. People's vibration is increasing. Been talking to my clients, a lot of them really starting to become very clairsentient with animals. Some of them are actually even starting like a workshop, literally like like reading people's pets and stuff like that. Amazing. Just with my own clients, where we're just talking about their charts, and I'm obviously helping release that potential in their charts, give them confidence so they can understand that they can pursue the life that they want to pursue, you know, based on their charts and stuff. So although we're seeing all of the dog doo-doo, also know as well that the light is fighting back, where, you know, it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. So there's positivity. So let's see. AI and Antichrist and Nostradamus. Let's just see what the cards are. Hope you're finding this interesting, folks. Let's pull. Let's pull this down here. Let's see. Nostradamus, AI. And I'm sure some of you love AI as well and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to be, you know, roast people for using ChatGPT and all that kind of stuff. But just be aware, even from the people that have created it, there are lots of concerns, lots. It really does have to be controlled. Oh, this is interesting. Look at that. Do you see that? It's all reversed. Right way up for you, but all reversed. Oh, there's over 200 of you here. Thank you guys for joining me. Right. This is interesting. We're not liking the options on the table, but guess what? Okay, when it's this way, it can mean not liking the options on the table, just being like, yeah. But when it's reversed, this can be about meditation, reflection, thinking, yeah? We need to reflect on AI, yeah? It's already happening already. In the obstacle position, as strength has turned up here. Now, this is normally a very positive card, but in the obstacle position, it could suggest there is a bit of a weakness. There's a lack of strength. I think this is a lack of strength in regards to regulation. The rules need to be literally strengthened up. Think about it. Imagine creating something that is more intelligent than the human race, and we're getting everything connected up to the internet, and it could just completely hijack all of that. The rate at which AI is able to learn and adapt is exponentially faster than human beings. And guess what? They don't need to sleep. They don't need to eat. They don't need to pee. And they don't need to poop. And if they choose to reproduce themselves, it's not going to take 9 months. Yeah. So, you know, we got to be switched on here. We've got to use some logic. Yeah. We've got to use some logic. A lot of these scientists and all of this kind of stuff, yeah, sure, they're lovely people, but they often lack smarts. They often lack real life. They're not able to often anticipate and extrapolate the repercussions of their actions. Like when I was showing the other day, there was this guy who's like one of the head of AI, and he was scratching his head and going, oh dear, I'm not so sure if this is a good idea after working on this for like 40 years. Like, duh, isn't it obvious? Anyway, if we look here, we've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. Normally this is about rushing forward, isn't it? But look, it's reversed here. So maybe there might be some pause for reflection where people might be like, whoa there, maybe we need to, you know, pull it back. I certainly hope so. Maybe some people are seeing this as a reckless and foolish, yeah? When the card's the right way up, it's all about jumping in. Brave new world, yeah? Brave new world, and the universe is going to catch me and all this stuff. This can literally mean being foolish when it's reversed. Being foolish. We need to rethink this. Now, look, I'm not against anyone who's a fan of AI or whatever. You know, I know it's the new shiny toy on the block, but I'm looking at it from the astrological perspective and the dreams that I've already had that are coming true. Remember Elon Musk with his bloody chip implant things? He's just been given clearance for that. You know, he wants to upload the soul as he understands it to the internet. Anyway, so look, deep reflection going on, deep reflection. So there's going to be a rethink on this. There's probably going to be some new rules and regulations to put things in place. Yes, can be breakthroughs, of course, when it comes to cancer, identifying disease in the body, new medicines and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm pro that. You know, we all need that. But we need to be very, very careful. For me, this is the new fire. This is the new Prometheus here. Remember, Prometheus gave fire to humanity and he was punished for it, yeah, because of all of the things it unleashed. For me, AI is the new Prometheus energy. Anyway, let's move on. So that's that. Done that bit there. What's the next one? That's number 2. Let's see, number 3. We need to talk about Trudeau, Justin Trudeau. Let's see here. Let's just have a look through some of the comments. Hey there, Fozzie. Saying hello. Yeah, Angela's saying the UK has gone to the bloody dogs. Honestly, guys, it's just, I can't, you know, it's lunatic. It's crazy over here. And God help the people whose mortgages have gone up. Do you remember that Liz Turd debacle? Yeah, with the Truss economics, they're called a Liz Truss. people's mortgage rates are, you just don't even want to know. Some people are having to pay an extra. There was one guy who has to pay an extra £1,800 per month on top of his mortgage. He rang up this radio station LBC where the Prime Minister was talking, and basically they said the Prime Minister was just rubbish. Really just an hello, Edie. So nice to see you. Yeah, so we need a new government. That's basically the long and short of it. We need a new government. Oh, Wheezy Squeezebox says major flooding in Beijing. The CCP is covering it up. Oh, let's do a quick pull on that. Let's do a quick pull on China. And then we're going to talk about Trudeau. Because, of course, all the climate change. Do you see how absurd it is for Rishi Sunak to announce 100 new oil fields? I mean, what does he think the UK is? Saudi Arabia? It's just a preposterous thing. And it actually goes against what the UK signed, which is... Anyway. China. What's going on with China? Floods covering it up. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us about what's going on in China? Because obviously all the global warming, the main issue is that the seas get hotter, the atmosphere gets hotter, and it can hold more moisture. So although they've been burning up in the Mediterranean with like plus 40-degree heat, in other places they're getting more rain because the atmosphere can literally hold more water. So when it rains, it just absolutely dumps it down. So it means more typhoons, more hurricanes. We all know what's coming up soon for the United States. Oh, look at this. Well, looky here. King of Cups, yeah? Look what he's sitting on. Water. Isn't that interesting? Yep. So here we are. Spirit's clearly listening in. This is also talking about Xi Jinping. He's probably feeling quite emotional about this. I mean, it looks like he doesn't have emotions very often, but, you know, maybe privately he's like, ooh, yeah. Because when things start washing away, particularly as well, we need to understand, as terrible as fire is, yeah, it comes along and it burns everything down. Yeah, it burns everything down, but everything is flattened. Yes, you have the ash and all that stuff. With water, it can literally wash that infrastructure completely away. So if you imagine if you've got like your internet cables or whatever, can break bridges, everything. Water is one of the most powerful elements. So I think he's worried. If we look here, he's got the 5 of Wands reversed. So here, when it's the right way up, this is like argy-bargy, as Lena would say, you know, not knowing which way to turn, people pulling in different directions. He's looking at the reverse, though. It can mean he's trying to do teamwork. He's trying to coordinate things. So obviously he's going to be trying to what? Coordinate the message. Yeah, coordinate the message. But it means he's working frantically behind the scenes because obviously, there you go. Here, the 8 of Pentacles is about hard work and graft and studying and stuff. But guess what? When it's reversed, it can mean being like tired and bored with one's job. Just feeling everything is repetitive. So it's almost like, oh, God, again, more floods. Here we are. I think this is talking about, you know, the people of China, but as well, this is Xi Jinping. So, you know, when it's the right way up, you know, this can be, you know, heartbreak, you know, loss, you know, that kind of stuff. But guess what? When it's reversed, this can mean recovering from heartbreak or loss, or making light of a situation, trying to pretend you're not hurt. So obviously it's trying to pretend to the world that it's not being affected. But if we look here, this is actually going to affect the legacy of the CCP, yeah, because normally this is our Republican card, isn't it, when we're reading on such matters of politics, legacies, all of this stuff. Here it's reversed. So I think with the increasing timelines and pressures from all of this global warming and stuff, that could effectively put pressure on China. Right, let's look at Trudeau. And then we're going to get back into, we're going to look at the televangelists in America. We're going to look at the Supreme Court, and then we'll finish on Duck Larange. All right, Trudeau. So I was on with Kevin Healing Medium last night, as you guys probably know. You may or may not have watched that. If you haven't, please have a look. And he told me that Trudeau has announced he's divorcing his wife. Yeah. Now remember what I said, Venus is what? Retrograde. Venus is the planet of what? Marriage. Yeah, marriage and relationships. So we can see, obviously, things have come to term in that sense. So who asked the question here? So this was from Hourglass Tarot. Quite a long question here. Oh, God, let's see. This is a long one. How to... So she's put here, Trudeau has changed his cabinet. Useless, really, because Trudeau takes no advice from anyone anyway. He does his own thing. And then she talks a bit about Biden and some bits and bobs and stuff like that, and about the countries looking at each other. And she's worried about the Great Lakes as well. But here, and she's asking, what do you see coming? Let's see what's going to be happening with Trudeau. Yeah, let's see what's going on and how that could potentially impact Canada. Because I think it's starting to become a bit politically tumultuous over there. Now, we know Lena is a fan, yeah? Lena is a huge fan of Trudeau. I'm a bit more like this, yeah? I'm a bit more like this. I might just have to keep storming certain things and wait for the timings right, but I don't think he's as sweet as people would like to think he is. And I think many Canadians would actually agree with that, to be honest. I think many Canadians would agree with that. There's a lot more going on with him under the surface. He might look like Prince Charming, quite literally, like he's just stepped out of a Disney movie. But there's a lot more to Trudeau than people think. But if people are fans, I'm not going to rain on their parade either. But there is more. Yeah. Right. Let's see. Trudeau. God, lots of reversals today, innit? All right. So if we look here. Maybe his era as emperor is coming to an end. Here, when the card is the right way up, this is talking about a patriarchal figure, yeah, leader, you know, it can be the president, this, that, and the other, and it's about stability, rules, regulations, and, you know, it can have positive connotations, but when it's reversed, it can refer to someone who might be a bit tyrannical, yeah, and trying to, yeah, hold on to power. And sometimes this card can throw its weight around a little bit, yeah. Or there can be an overreach of power, or too dogmatic. So there's something going on here where I think there might be quite a few Canadians that may be critiquing, yeah, critiquing Trudeau's behavior. So let's see. Oh yeah, we've got a few more comments here. I'll look at those in a second. The next card comes out, Seven of Pentacles. Oh, reversed. Yeah. Now, when the Pentacles is the right way up, you can see the guy's here contemplating, looking, yes, looking at those coins. So this has a lot to do with investment of the reward of one's plans. That's very much how I interpret this card. The seed sown and the yield that comes from sowing seeds. However, when it's reversed, it can allude to a spoilt harvest, where all the plans and investments that one has made hasn't quite worked out. So this can also not only refer to his marriage, clearly, which has sadly come to an end, you know, for him. You know, I'm not going to delight in that, and I really don't know that much about it. But this can also, so here it looks like he's contemplating the years of his marriage and all that stuff. But I think this is also policy. Has he overreached at some point with some of his policies? Has he been maybe a little tyrannical, and it's starting to backfire? Maybe it's starting to affect his popularity. And the reason why I say that as well is because look here, look who's in the middle, the Hierophant card, which is literally the card of government. So I think this is adding even more to that. Yeah, there's some elements here where he may have regretted certain things he's done in government. And then when we look at the next card, King of Pentacles, but reversed, this can actually refer to money, backhanders, and bit of corruption. Yeah. When it's the right way up, this is the king who's earned his money and his financial security. And he's there for those that come to him. You can see the fecundity, the grapes, the wine. Here, if you look here, the Emperor is about Aries, yeah? The ram. Here, this card is about Taurus. Do you see the bull in the background? Yeah? But when it's reversed, this can also refer to a stubborn and controlling man. Stubborn and controlling, who may or may not have taken the odd backhander here and there. So if we're looking at this card is turned up next to the government card. Now look, for entertainment purposes only. But there might be stuff to do that could emerge with backhanded things in regards to money and the government. Maybe something to do with certain contracts that were awarded at a certain time. Just saying, yeah. Think of like all those contracts and stuff. We're having that debate. Well, we should be having more of that debate over here. There was a lot of corruption over here when it came to things, people getting contracts of PPE, and a lot of money vanished. Yeah, it looks like might be something like that. So anyway, so the outcome card here is the Knight of Swords in reverse. When it's the right way up, this is charging forward, sometimes with gusto, passion and incisiveness, and there's even a hint of danger. However, when it's reversed, that it actually intensifies with this card. On one level, you can say, oh, maybe things will slow down. It's the opposite of speed, but it can also show spite and malice and even vengeance with this card as well. So I think there's going to be quite a lot of stuff transpiring when it comes to Trudeau. And decisions that he's made in the past may come back to bite him. There could maybe even be potentially investigations and stuff like that. Maybe this is why the wife has left. Yeah, maybe she's just like, you know what, I can't do it anymore. Well, maybe he's decided to leave. But either way, that marriage is broken down for a reason, particularly in politics. Because it's very much, I'm the president and here's my wife. Yeah, it's a double act, which is still a template for the whole world. So for the marriage to break down while you're still in office, that really is, that's quite significant. So we know Lena is a fan, but there's more going on there. That's all I'm going to say. Remember, I look at the astrology and a lot of other stuff. There's more going on. There's more going on there. Oh, I crossed out the wrong thing. Right, let's look at these televangelists, huh? You know, the ones that think Trump is the Messiah. Wow. I mean, come on. It really? Oh, thank you for that donation. Thank you for Foggy. Let's see here. What's some of these comments say? Oh, Ernie's mum. Thank you for that super sticker. Let's see here. Someone's wrote, Tatty Gem, the earthquakes from the drilling will distract from the extreme heat. Oh, so she might be referring to America there. Let's see what else. Love you, little jazz. Pray Jesus before it breaks. Yeah. he's so square. I mean, you know what, with Mike Pence, you know, with those people, what I'll say to you is this: they appear squarer than square. Yeah, they appear like the Snow White lily. Yeah, it's never true. It's never true with those people. Never true. He's got his secrets as well, Mike Pence. I'm sure there's one or two things that could absolutely scandalize the world with his stuff, especially in regards to his little assistant. But anyway, I will keep it short there. Someone's saying here, it's hard to write a book. Kudos to you, HoGaLe. Thank you, Salome. Yeah, writing books are marathons. They are absolute marathons. I'm lucky that I can write quickly, and I probably would have finished the book sooner, because I mean, I started it in February this year, but obviously I'm busy, consultations and stuff like that. but they are all marathons. All right, let's look at these televangelists then. So here, Auntie D says, very interested in developments in the televangelist / dominionist movements in America specifically. They seem to be going after each other, which could expose a lot of their nefarious activities. So let's just pull on that. We all know that it's about the money. It's got nothing to do with genuine principles of Jesus and spirituality, because then it'd be about charity, wouldn't it? Don't treat others as you would treat oneself, etc. How on earth they can look at Duck Larange in all of his crispiness with everything that's happening now and say that he's the savior, please? He has his role to play. He's playing an important role. Yes, I would say that. Unearthing the shadow and the duplicity and the hypocrisy and showing just how hardcore some of these GOP are. But we know he's no light worker. I mean, come on. These people, they're so rabid. Anyway, let's see. How are the televangelists feeling about Duck Larange now? Let me pull down the old camera. Let's have a little look-see. Okay, Duck Larange, televangelists. 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 Look at that. Isn't that interesting? The Emperor returns. Right. Oh, there's 272 of you now. Thank you, guys. Look at this. All right. Maybe, just maybe, a little bit of sanity is coming to these people. Maybe, just maybe, the sharp sword here, of the Queen of Swords, is punctured a few delusional balloons. Because this is about a sensible, clear-sighted person, woman, usually a judge. This could be Fannie Willis, coming in. But either way, she's incisive. She's accurate. She wants to get to the facts. So maybe certain televangelists are like, maybe it's not such a good look to be kind of promoting this guy who is now thrice indicted, sex offending, all of these, the corruption, the mounting evidence, stealing this, that, and the other. Is this someone really holding up the Christian values? I don't think so. Look what's happened in the obstacle position. Oh dear, Look, it's the magician, but reversed. When it's the right way up, this is about taking power into your own hands and using every trick or tool you've got on the book. Fabulous card, particularly if you're embarking on new endeavors and you get this as the outcome card. It means you're probably going to succeed. But look, for them, it's turned the other way. So one of these simple ways to interpret this is this: the magic is wearing off. The magic of Duck Larange is wearing off. Do you remember I was talking about Neptune and his ability to cast spells? And I said, when he changes sign, that area in the shadow of Neptune where that spell was, the fog begins to lift. Neptune changed into sidereal Pisces on the 22nd of February 2023 this year. Now remember, Neptune is fabulous, and there's lots I want to do with Neptune, particularly when it comes to things, sea conservation, beauty, art, all of that stuff. We can all access those higher realms. But here, the fog is clearing. And I always feel like the shadow of Neptune is like a tide that comes in, and then the tide, and with the fog, and then the tide comes out. And when you got all of the flotsam and jetsam on the beach, and when the fog rolls away, you can see everything, Because Neptune, transits of Neptune, sometimes people or persons can fall in deeply in love with someone as if they are under a spell. But inevitably, that spell has to break. And we can see here the spell is breaking. Yeah, the delusion. Now they're starting to realize, they're like, wait a minute, this guy's been indicted not once, which is bad enough, twice. Now it's 3 times, much, much harder to deny. You can't call that a witch hunt. And now when you've got Mike Pence, you know, who is, you know, as he is, at least his public image is, and he's coming out now with more courage and more force, going on Fox News, and you got Bill Barr. And everyone, people saying, oh, this is a con. I was watching something the other day, and there was this guy who does this podcast, yeah, who was well up in the whole Trumpy stuff. And he says, I'm the target. And he said, this is a cult. He said, can you believe, like, how many of you put your hand up if you put money up for Stop the Steal and all of this kind of stuff? And he was candid. He was just saying, we've been robbed. We've been conned. That couldn't have happened last year. People were still under the spell. Now it's starting to change. So look at this. Oh, dear. Oh, the televangelists really are actually having to start to rethink things, yeah? When it's the right way up, obviously can deal with sorrow and loss and stuff like that, but there's still 2 cups left. When it's reversed, it can mean getting assistance from other places. So they might be actually scanning around for their new great hope. Yeah. But still, when you look at this card, it's still very much dealing with loss and disappointment. Yeah. I think they're starting to feel a bit jaded, but about who? Their emperor. Duck Larange, yeah, the aggressive character here, you know, who goes forcefully forward and all this kind of stuff. Remember, Duck Larange has got Mars in the 1st house, yeah? The Emperor is the warlord, yeah? You can see he's in his warlike robes. So they've obviously feeling what? Disillusioned with the Emperor, yeah? Because the magic is wearing off and these lawsuits are starting to what? Cut through. So what's the outcome? 8 of Pentacles, hammer and tongs. My God, they've got to go back to school. They're like, you know what? Back to square one, folks. We need to see where else we're going to get our money from. Because it's almost like these guys manufacture money in it with their televangelist channels and stuff like that. They're just like, give to Jesus or give to me, give to me. No, I meant give to Jesus. Yeah. My God. One of the biggest cons. But anyway, again, not to mock anyone's religion. If people and you know are genuine Christians and people of faith and all of that kind of stuff, you know, I went to Christian school and all that kind of stuff, so I'm not mocking those people, but we're talking about the televangelists. You can see it's wearing off. Yes. All right, next question. So that was number 4. How am I doing on time? Oh, maybe I've got time for one more. Let's have a look here. Let's do a few more shout outs. Oh God, I've got to scroll down quite a lot here. What's this? Okay, there's a big chat. Oh yes, so look, Giacanda agrees with me. Is saying, and it is an existential threat to humanity. Believe it. It's not just me saying that. It's governments now. Governments, plural. Yeah, I think even a lot of people are making statements about this. So this ain't just me just being like, oh, I don't like it. No, this is serious. Someone else is saying, yeah, Salome is saying it could be a serious it could be a serious aid to humanity or destroy it. Yeah, I mean, look, think about it. The world is full of greedy and stupid people. Yeah, greed and stupidity often go together. What's the likelihood that these people are going to use these innovations well, or they're going to try and what? Line their pockets and just ruin everyone? Yeah, unfortunately, that's more likely. But the cards were saying there might be some regulation. So, you know, Angela's saying Japan has lots of robots. China has also, the Japanese do, China has also started their first robotic fleet to help retirees because they don't have enough children now. Of course, you'd be like, oh my God, but they've got 1.3 billion. But yeah, because of the one-child policy, not enough people are having kids and it's too expensive and they don't want to have any more kids. So now in the future, people's bums are going to be wiped by robots. That's what I reckon. Anyway, but they're doing that in China now. What's this here? I had a dream where I was a girl, I robot, and we were required to have them. I was studying what she did and asked her how to be on it so I could get a job, faking to be a robot. Wow. Yeah, let's see what happens with that one. All right. Someone's saying, sorry, everyone not being able to see messages. I'm not able to see. All right, Jazzy. Let's see here. What else? Trump supporters. Oh, what's this here? If Trump supporters are any indication of what these people may do or believe, we should all be praying and really good attention and be very scared. Well, we'll see. But do you know what? Particularly with the third indictment. In fact, let's go there now, actually. Let's go there now because I don't have that much time left. Let's go straight to Duck L'Orange. Yeah, I can just do the Supreme Court on another one. Let's go because that's important to cover that. Let's see here. So just a reminder now, remember I said with Jack Smith's chart, do you remember I said he's got planets conjunct two of the archangel stars? Yeah, Archangel Michael, which is in sidereal Taurus, and Archangel Uriel, yeah, Uriel, which is in sidereal Scorpio. So he's got two archangels activated in his chart. Anytime someone has that, well, one will do it, but anytime someone has two, they tend to be a very powerful person and impactful. So let's see here. And he's very determined. Jack Smith is the last person on earth you want coming after you, as Duck L'Orange is finding. And then I'm going to read a quote from this book. And it's called The Funniest Quotations to Brighten Every Day. And it's edited by Team Golfwell and Bruce Miller. So it's full of really interesting stuff. Anyway, Duck L'Orange, how's he feeling about all of this now? I know we did him last week, but that was before the indictment was announced. Looks like that card prediction was right, eh? Mind you, it was on the cards. You know, one can't take too much credit for such things because it's been baked in for a while. But I'd say from August, his situation will get even worse than it is. Right, Duck L'Orange, Duck L'Orange. Pull the camera down. Duck L'Orange, oh, na na na. Duck L'Orange. He's in a pickle. Let's see, Duck L'Orange, Jack Smith, Duck L'Orange. Third indictment. What do the cards have to say? Look, you can see he got this last time. Oh dear. Oh. All right. This is quite clear. So look, straight off the bat, look, it's pretty obvious. Do you remember last week? So here it is. The raisin with the cocktail sticks, 3 cocktail sticks through it, has turned up again. Yeah. This is Duck L'Orange, Raisin Heart, really feeling it. Yeah, he is feeling it. Oh, there's over 300 of you now. He's really feeling it. You know, this is like, oh my God. You know, some people say he doesn't have emotions and this, that. Of course he does. Absolutely does. I mean, most of the time it's just rage or I need a burger. So, you know, if that's even an emotion, rage and hunger and groping things are, you know, probably the predominant emotions. But look, even him, do you remember I said years ago, I said he will become the most litigated man in history. And when I saw the vision that I was given was those slippers, those Hugh Hefner bunny girl type slippers, pink fluffy scissors that have been chewed up by the dog and peed on by the cat. Do you remember? I still think it's on. He's starting to feel it. Look who turns up in the obstacle position. Oh dear. Yeah, it's the Fool. But we know that this is about leap of faith, universe catching you, but it's turned up in the obstacle position, which can mean literally foolish. But really what this is about his recklessness. Yeah. And the people that supported him. Do you see here how the Fool has got his head up in the air as he's about to step off a cliff? And look, the little dog there is warning. So he was told, you lost the election. You lost. And he pretended he didn't know when it's now been proven that he did. Yeah, so he can no longer say, I didn't know and I'm just a little old man and I don't know what I'm doing. Rubbish. Yeah. Here he is desperately trying to juggle things and manipulate things. Yeah, when it's Two of Pentacles, this is about manipulation or juggling one's finances, trying to balance the situation in some way where the seas are choppy and stormy behind. When it's reversed, this really is a pickle. Yeah, this really can be a pickle. On the positive iteration would be like trying to sort out your money and finances and being more prudent and stuff like that. But really, I think this is kind of desperate Dan here. This is really, yeah, because when you put it all together, that helps contextualize the cards. So we can see the heartache. Oh God, this one. You can see the heartache because of the reckless decisions that was made. Now he's really up against it. Now, this is interesting. The wish fulfillment card comes out here, but whose wish is being fulfilled? Because remember as well, I was talking about what? Jack Smith. It's looking increasingly like Jack Smith is going to get his way. Well, I say his way. Look, the evidence is just there. Yeah. The only way that this could be positive for Duck L'Orange is if something utterly extraordinary were to happen. But I mean, it would take miracle levels to turn his situation around. However, what I would say is this. I think this is wish fulfillment where people see justice happen, but I must add a bit of caution. Let's not forget how lucky Duck L'Orange is. Let's not forget how rabid some of the people are. But the most important thing is this. He needs to be prosecuted before that election happens. The more it's delayed, the more his chances will improve. Yeah, because remember, a card always turns up for a reason, and this is wish fulfillment. But it's saying it doesn't mean it's nailed on, because we know that the previous cards, yeah, are not suggesting that. But look, the GOP card arrives again. So I think they're going to stick with his man. I'll be surprised if he doesn't win the nomination. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Thrice indicted. And this guy is probably still going to be the nominee for the GOP. You see how cray-cray these people are? But anyway, that's them. We know this. Yeah, so this is the legacy, the money. There might still be people prepared to throw money at him. But you know what? I'm going to pull some clarifiers. Let's pull some clarifiers on this. Oh, how's that? Oh, I've got some reversals in this deck, I think. I don't know how that happened. Right. So this is my thingy bob. What is it? Manzel's Tarot 2. Can't really see that, but, you know, fabulous, gorgeous cards. Let's pull 3. How am I doing on time? I've just gone over. All right. God, the time goes so quick. I hope you enjoyed this format, guys. Let me know. And I hope you were able to, you know, you like that some of your questions could get, you know, answered going back in time, because some of them really are good. All right, so I've turned over the cards. Let's see what the clarifiers are. Oh, look, the Fool comes. Oh, I've got the cards upside down. I think this deck was upside down. Look at that. Oh dear. Oh dear. All right. This ain't looking good for Duck L'Orange. The Fool comes back. So the Fool has come out twice. Yeah. Next card, Death. Yeah. Doesn't always literally mean literal death, but do you know what I mean? If he does go to jail, I can't see Duck L'Orange lasting, to be honest. I think his ego, particularly as well, when we remember the first card, yeah, stuff to do with the heart. I've always seen some kind of stroke kind of action, or just boom, yeah, something just goes. And then we've got the Four of Cups comes back. Yeah, so again, not liking the options on the table. Sticky wickets for Duck L'Orange. Let's see what October brings, because K2 is going to start driving his Jupiter Mahadasha, or the Jupiter car, so to speak. And K2, unless you're very spiritual, it often means losses. So we'll have to see. Right, let's end up with a quote. Otherwise, from this book, otherwise I'm going to be here for too long. Now, it's really fascinating. It's divided into these different sections, and it's so funny. So it would say things like criticism, dating, dads, divorce, dogs, driving. And this one is about bullies. And I've circled this one here, circled it here. And I thought this was very pertinent to today. And it said, people who love themselves don't hurt other people. The more we hate ourselves, the more we want others to suffer. Isn't that interesting? And that's from Dan Pierce. I thought that was interesting. And then let's find a funny one. Let's see. There's assumptions. Oh, this is very relevant, particularly as well, in regards to the televangelists and, you know, the Trumpers. When we believe in lies, we cannot see the truth. Yeah, when we believe in lies, we cannot see the truth. So we make thousands of assumptions and we take them as truth. One of the biggest assumptions we make is that the lies we believe are the truth. Yeah, and that's from Dan Miguel Ruiz. Yeah. So let's just leave it on that. It was supposed to be something funny, but I guess it just didn't quite work out in that way. But I hope that was insightful for you. I hope, here, let's see here. What will have MAGA voters see the truth? Why, isn't that interesting? It's all starting to lift. Yeah, and that was from SK. It's all starting to lift, but many other truths will be coming out as well. I hope you found that interesting, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys on HoGaLe on Saturday. So of course, I'll do the announcement in the usual way. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you, of course, for joining me. And it's been a real pleasure. And of course, if you like a consultation, then you can go to my website. It should be in the link below if I've had time to actually put that in. I think I did. Hogarth Global Astrology. But I will see you guys soon on Saturday. So thank you, everyone. Mwah! And I hope you found that interesting. Let me know if I should do it again. All right, I'll leave it there. Bye-bye for now.